Abram here. I've recently applied for an Australian working visa so that I can go to Australia, to the Daintree Rainforest, and also be working simultaneously saving to buy tropical land. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy tropical land in Australia, but I am going to go there for at least a year so that I can have an opportunity to live up in the rainforest and eat the delicious volcanic ash soiled fruits that are highly mineralized and vibrant, ripe, and the sugars are mature, and there's no enzyme inhibitors or anything like that, because fruit that you eat that is not ripe is going to be toxic to you on some level. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm living on my parents' farm. You can see the house in the background there, and I'm lucky enough to have a house behind my head. Whoop, whoop. There's a house, no house. And I can give you a little panorama view here. I feel so blessed. I really am. I grew up on this farm my whole life, and when I came back from Thailand, I was broke. I've been working at various construction jobs, and I'm starting a new job, but I haven't started yet, I haven't worked as much as I had been wanting to. The new job, which will be 3 years of stone masonry, commences Monday, and will be plenty of work, and that'll be my bread and butter and my money that I will save for buying tropical land, or somewhere I can create a healing center / permaculture. Now, if you are also interested in any of the things that I've just mentioned, then you can message me below, or you can contact me on Facebook as Matthew Abram, in brackets, the Canadian Vegan A as in EH. All Canadians stereotypically say A, and it's not just a stereotype, it's truth. We do say a lot of times. I've said A because I'm a Canadian. Blah 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 blah. What else do I want to say? That's it. I mean, I'm just drinking lots of orange juice, fresh pressed Valencia. I'm looking into starting a fruit co-op with a couple of the fruitarians within an hour's drive from me. Hopefully we can save a bundle of money that way. And also working on getting Fruit Lux together. I'm thinking of going to Fruit Fest Hawaii, because if I am in California this winter for several months, then in April they're having the Hawaii Fruit Fest. I may be going to that. So if you're going to that, let me know. Let's talk about this. Maybe we can meet up there or meet up somewhere. And that's it for now. I don't really have much to say. I'm just enjoying this area. And really, quite honestly, I'm feeling good because, well, I'm barefoot under the sun. It's not too hot. It's probably 21. And I've just been painting today. Those sheds over there. You can see the side of one on my finger. And orange juice, melons, herbs. Not letting my mind make my decisions. That's why I'm not craving the foods that normally I would eat when I step into this house. Having been born and raised in that house is very significant for my food cravings, as it's the place I did my 25 years of damage addicted to stimulating foods, cooked foods. I'm talking loaves of bread, bags of tortilla chips, jars of salsa, peanut butter, jam, sugar. Okay, all of those things in that house still, and yet I'm not allowing my mind to have control of me and make my decisions, because what is your mind? It's better off as a slave or a what is that quote? It's the mind makes a horrible leader, but it makes a great, I guess you could call it, tool. That's not the quote, but you can quote me on that. You want your mind to be a tool that you use, and what you are is not your mind, because if you were your mind, you would be led by your desires. And that's why people who are addicted to food, addicted to sex, addicted to drugs, addicted to stimulants, addicted to narcissism, anger, lust, attachment, vanity, greed, all of those things are desires of the mind which need to be avoided. If you want to find true balance and true truth and peace, and you want to reach the higher planes up there, then you really have to let yourself be the leader and not your mind make the decisions. For instance, if you feel like you want to have sex and you're going to get a prostitute, well, then you don't want to do that, because that's your mind just wanting to do shit that is going to, well, maybe you do want to do that. I personally don't. Or if you are feeling like drugs is the answer and you want to have some drugs, that's your mind wanting to feel or escape the reality. And the reality is, your mind is just a monkey or a dog or a rat running around without any rhyme or reason, just acting. And the less you do that, the more you step in line with what you are, and you bring energy and awareness from beyond even the beautiful blue sky that you see in the viewfinder there. And that being said, maybe go into nature and just look at it, but don't think about it. Try not to think, just look at the nature and see what you feel, and then observe your mind and see why is it thinking. And another thing I've been playing with is, when you've been thinking a lot, and just say for all day you've been thinking, and then you say to yourself, wait a minute, when was the last time I stopped thinking? And then try and track backwards all the thoughts you had and see when it was. And if you can't find that end to your thoughts, then maybe you need to take a moment of no thought. For instance, I was at the shed today painting, and I saw a bee, and I heard the bee, and I saw it land on one of these purple flowers here. And I was just watching that purple flower and the bee, and it was really a good experience for me, because it brought to light that, you know, the bee made me realize I'd been thinking way too much, and I've just observed the bee on the flower, and I observed everything. Observation without thought is the most beautiful experience you could have. Observation without thought. And that goes in anything in life. If you just let the mind drop, just go flatline, and just see it, but don't put any labels to it. No names, no definitions, no analytical mind, because that's all too often what our mind is doing, is analyzing everything, thinking of the future, thinking of the past, thinking of the present. And if you want to reach higher planes of awareness and consciousness, which will only benefit you, you're going to want to do this. And if you want to know more about that, you can contact me personally on Facebook or through YouTube, and I would love to talk more with you about what I've found to be very helpful in my life, which is practicing Sahaji, which is soul travel. And for now, I'll leave you on that note and talk to you later.